The greatest player ever to pull on a boot. Pushing 35, he's still performing at the highest level, kicking 7 goals on Saturday, making those that have written him off sit up and think again. But for somebody who's so much in the limelight, Ablett rarely lets the media near him. Tonight we bring you Ron Barassi's exclusive interview with Gary Ablett in his Geelong home.
We've all seen the miraculous from Gary Ablett so many times, you could get blasé about what a great champion he is. In an era where many footballers enhance their playing careers with media and promotion work, Gary Ablett has remained intensely private, at least until now. Ablett is a formidable opponent, on the field and off. He's hard to beat.
You've got a couple of lovely young sons, obviously would show a little bit of promise. Would you like them to be a league footballer?
They're great boys, but, you know, I guess, you know, whatever they want to play, I'm happy just to go along with that. You know, there's no pressure on them, and they actually like basketball. Probably a little bit more than football. So
one of them is called Gary. Do you regret calling him by your own name now? Is it going to be a bit of a burden for him, do you think?
It's getting to that stage where I have been thinking twice about it, yeah. But
it's a bit late now, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it is. The main focus with my children, and particularly my boys at the moment, is, you know, just that, you know, they know that you know, that the emphasis isn't on their performance. You know, that
just enjoy it.
Their love for who they are and not for what they do. So they know they don't have to perform for me or anyone else.
And the youngest Abletts wanted to get in on Dad's act, and who could blame them?
Now, Gary, we've mentioned the kids, and, you know, you mentioned kids, and in they jump. So yeah. Introduce them to me.
This is Gary Jr., my oldest boy.
Gary.
Nathan. And Alicia, my youngest.
Now, what's this about basketball, fellas?
Yeah, I like basketball a bit. I like footy and basketball the same. Yeah.
And?
Nathan. I like footy just the same as basketball, and I like soccer a little bit.
Gee, well, you're going to be an all-rounder, aren't you? As long as you enjoy, that's the main thing, kids.
Yeah.
And what about you, love?
I like basketball.
Now, what are your favourite things to do apart from footy, like in your leisure time?
I enjoy spending time with my kids. You know, I mean, that's a priority to me. I enjoy hunting. I do a lot of pig hunting, as you can see in the background there.
Yes. And what about the recent controversy about the gun laws?
Well, I feel that, you know, I mean, I think there's got to be some action taken there, you know, in restricting access to certain guns. But I really believe that the real problem is deeper in society. And, you know, I mean, there's, you know, been a huge increase in family breakdown, which, you know, has increased crime, drug abuse, you know, lots of areas there. And I mean, I think it's time that the government's actually took tried to get to the cause of things rather than treat the symptoms.
That's a party trick, not a bar.
This had to come up. How long do you think you can keep playing?
I know it's an old cliche, but I mean, you know, you can't go far past it, and that is that, you know, I am taking it 1 year at a time. You know, you can only hope that you have a good run with injuries and, you know, look after yourself and just maintain a good level of fitness, and that's about all you can do, and that's what I'm doing.
Now, you walked away from the game in 1991. How did that occur? Why did that occur? And why did you come back?
I guess, you know, to be honest with you, Ron, I was going through a bit of a rough patch in my life, and, you know, I guess football wasn't necessarily, you know, the major priority for me at the time. And, you know, I guess my interest and my enthusiasm for the game waned a bit. And, you know, I felt that I wasn't giving it 100%. And therefore, you know, I didn't feel that I was doing the right thing by the club or myself in continuing on in that fashion. And so I felt a break would be the best option. But after having a break, I think for some 12 weeks, began to get itchy feet again. And, you know, it gave me time to have a bit of a think and process some things that I wanted to think through. And you know, I don't have any regrets about, you know, having the break, retiring. But I'm also very grateful that I've been able to come back and to play some reasonably good football.
Do you think you've been catered to a bit? Do you think you're a bit spoiled?
No, I don't think so, Ron. I mean, the thing is, I mean, what I've learned about being league football, there's always you know, rumours going around and things being said about you and that, and I've learned to ignore most of that. I mean, you know, there's a lot of rumours you hear about, you know, yourself and others and that aren't true, and I'm sure you can appreciate that being in the media. And I don't get too, you know, caught up in it, but no, I certainly don't feel that I've been spoiled. I feel that I've had to toe the line and I've had to do the hard work to get where I am.
Have you any ambitions to coach?
Yeah, I think I do. You know, I do have a desire to coach. At what level yet, I don't know, but you know, I do desire to, you know, to take what I've learned during my career and, you know, instill that into younger players and you know, help.
Oh, he's just a legend. No one's gonna beat him. No one's as strong as him. He's just a champion.
He's the best. He's the best. He's the greatest.
He's a legend.
Do you feel any responsibility to the people of Geelong, the city of Geelong?
Where you know, it's very close to the heart of Geelong. So, you know, obviously a lot of people are involved, a lot of people follow Geelong, and so, I mean, you know, we're out there to do our best every week, not just for the club, of course, but, you know, for the city in general. And actually, it's surprising just how much, you know, what sort of effect that the Geelong Football Club actually has on the city itself. I mean, when we're playing well, when we're winning, it just seems to change the whole environment. So,
do you get white line fever? Are you a different person on the field as opposed to off?
I wouldn't say I'm a different person. I would go as far to say that, you know, I do feel that, you know, I mean, as a footballer, you do have to be aggressive at the ball, and I do like to play it hard. You know, I feel that there's probably been times where, yeah, I think football has changed a lot over the last 10 or 20 years as far as physical contact goes. I think you'd appreciate that, and I mean, you know, I mean, a hip and shoulder or something you'd probably get reported for today would have been called play on maybe 15 or 20 years ago.
What do you feel when you look downfield and there's a guy who's making an extra man in their defence right in front of you where you'd like to sort of lead?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I usually yell out, "That's a dangerous spot."
And do you get any reaction?
No, not usually. They usually give me a bit of a look and then...
Yeah. And does it work?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask them that.
Now, Gary, the piece of individual play that thrilled you the most?
Probably I'd go back to 1989. Ron, preliminary final against Essendon at Waverley. I was playing on Paul Hamilton from Essendon, and I can still remember before the game actually mentally rehearsing a bit of a dummy balk around him and running around him and kicking the goal, and it was very rewarding when it come off.
Goes inside 50, gets his second goal. Magic.
Just how many goals do you think you would have racked up by now if you'd always played full forward?
You know, it's funny, when Malcolm Blight first approached me and said that he wanted me to be a permanent full forward, I really didn't like the idea because I just felt it's so restricting. You know, you've been put down there and there's, you know, obviously not as much space and you don't have as many opportunities at the ball during a game. You know, and I really revelled on up the ground in the centre, the wing, half-forward flank where I'd been most of my career, so I really didn't want to go down there. But actually, once I started playing down there, and Blighty gave me a few tips on, you know, how to lead and, you know, a few little tricks here and there, I actually started really liking it and actually wished I had been put down there early in my career. So
you've just brought out a book. It's a lot of tremendous action photos in it. How much of Gary Ablett is in that book?
Oh, I think, you know, I've opened up and revealed a fair bit, you know, not just of my football career, but also of my personal life. You know, I think it's a great book, and it's, you know, I think Pan McMillan have done a great job in the presentation of it.
Riccardi, well done. Hawking, nicely done. Chouch into space. Ablett.
However long Gary Ablett continues to play, and after his 7 goals on Saturday, it could be for years, he will remain one of the game's greatest ever.
This should be a goal all the time in the world. Straightens up and puts it through. Bonham directs it down. Ablett dragged off it. Ablett gets his second chance, falling away, snaps, goal! Into the path of Ablett, lets it bounce, then he slips over, bounces to his feet, throws it on the boot, licks a goal!
start.